Jay here. In tonight's episode in our homebrewing series, we'll be covering. What's up, YouTube? I'm really excited to bring you this video tonight because this is the first video in our series on homebrewing. This is the main reason I decided to do this channel. Reviewing beers is really fun. I enjoy it. Not so much on the budget beers, but there are people out there that are on a budget, so we have to do it. But I really enjoy everything there is about beer, and I really wanted to bring what I do with homebrewing to the YouTube community. That being said, where this channel's going, why this is the first episode is tonight I'm going to talk to you about why homebrew. Why is this such a great hobby? Why am I so passionate about it? And I'm also going to give you an idea where we're going in the next couple of episodes with our homebrewing series. So anyway, why do you homebrew? Jay, why is this such a great hobby? Well, that's easy. Right here. This. The greatest beer in the world you've ever tasted. My beer isn't going to be your beer. We're not going to have the same favorite beer, but you can make the best beer you've ever had in the world, and it's easy to do. If you can boil water, you can make beer. It's that easy. This happens to be my Kolsch. It was shown earlier in our lager versus ale episode. Still hanging on to about 3 gallons of it. I've made this beer at least a dozen times. A lot of people that have it love it. And it truly is my favorite beer I've ever had. Now, that being said, your beer, maybe you like stouts or oatmeal stouts or, fruit beers or whatever. You can make it, Any style of beer that you can picture in your head, you have the ability to make. You just have to know how. Now, that being said, you can also clone beers, which is take your favorite commercial beer, whatever it is, and make it yourself. Now you say, Jay, why would I want to do that? I can just go down to the store and buy it. Well, here's one of the reasons why you might want to do it. Take your favorite commercial beer. Maybe it's made with East Kent Golding hops or Hallertau's, and you know that you like Cascades better. Well, now you can take that same beer that you love at the store and substitute out those East Kent Goldings and make it with Cascades, where you end up with the same caramel notes, the same yeast profile, and the same bitterness, but now you add a completely different hop flavor to it that you prefer. So now you have a better beer that's your own. And that's, just one of the wonderful experiments you can do. Another reason to brew, well, it can save you money. Now, I'm going to say that loosely because there are expenses of equipment that you have to cover before it can save you money. Your basic brewing kit right now in the stores, I've seen prices going about $80 for the bare necessities you need to start brewing, minus a pot, minus something to bottle it in. That being said, take your used beer bottles, clean them up, get the labels off of them. There you go. It's that easy. Now you have to use compression tops. You can't use screw-on tops. There's just no way to reseal those in the home area anyhow. But it can save you money. This Kolsch, for example, or most beers I brew with a 10 to 12 pound grain bill. If I use dry yeast and 1 to 3 ounces of hops, looking at right around $25 for 5 gallons of beer, which 5 gallons of beer is about 54 12-ounce bottles. So $25 for 54 craft beers, that's a good deal. I'll take that any day of the week. Now you can run into some extra expense if you get a big outdoor burner and an 8-gallon pot and you decide to keg instead of bottle. All these expenses add up, and it's not going to be a cheaper beer until you cover those costs. You're going to have to brew a lot of beer, but that's the fun of it. You can brew depending on your state's laws, which I wouldn't look real hard at anyway because they're not going to look real hard at it. Usually 100 gallons a year per individual in your house is what most states allow. Now, that being said, I want to tell you a little something. You should try to find, if you're going to start homebrewing, or even if you are a homebrewer already, a local brew shop. The online guys just don't cut it when it comes to information. They have good products. They have, timely service. Some of them have really reasonable shipping. The information isn't there. The one question you have, isn't going to be answered. Their sales representatives probably don't brew. They're just paid people to sit at a phone. Where your brew shop owner probably is a home brewer and has been for years and years and years. So, that being said, find a local brew shop. If you can't, the online guys will have to do it. Sorry, you don't have a local guy for you. It's really a wonderful, wonderful thing to have. Always shop local if you can. And so that being said, where we're going to go with this channel, I don't want to get too windy here and end up making too long of a video, is this video is going to be how to. The next video is going to be, I'm going to cover that basic equipment you need, what you're going to need to start brewing. And then we're going to turn back the clock to where I started with an extract brew. I don't know what beer I'm going to brew yet. I'll pick one at the store. There's probably 100 different kits out there, styles of beer to brew. We'll pick one. It'll be an ale. We're not going to cover lagering till much later on. It'll be a basic ale. I'm going to try to find something with dry malt extract and liquid malt extract, show you the difference between the two of them. Something with a couple of different hop additions and preferably different hops. Then we're going to, of course, we're going to have to show you what to do with it. We're going to have to go through the entire brewing process and what to do with it when it's done. Do you want a secondary ferment? Do you have a secondary fermenter? Do you need the secondary ferment? And then we're going to cover into bottling and kegging. And then we're probably going to do another extract batch with a method called a Texas two-step, which is probably a better way to brew if you're doing extract brewing. And then we're going to get into the full mash. Make you an all grain brewer, or at least a partial grain brewer. The steps are going to be the same. You can combine them with your extract kit. And we're going to cover all the ingredients in beer, tell you all about them. We'll probably get into hop growing. I grow my own hops. Some of them I have to buy a lot of hops still, but the farm's getting bigger and bigger. And we're just going to have a blast with this. I'm really looking forward to it. Got at least a year of episodes lined up, so stick with me. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. And give me a thumbs up too. If you like beer and you like home brewing, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Have a good night and enjoy a beer.